The GWOAT, aka the GWOAT if we in England. I ain't forget about that. What's good, Claressa?
What's up, man?
Everything is love, man. 10 years ago today, got your first Olympic gold medal. Talk about this. It's a historic day. I get to talk to you on today. I'm lucky as hell.
Crazy. Man, I saw those pictures today. I actually saw a picture that I never seen today when I was online.
Yeah.
And I said, man, look how happy I was. I could just feel the happiness off the picture. Like, you know, those pictures you look at, you like, that person was definitely happy that day.
No doubt.
Definitely, I always say it's one of the happiest days of my life, but that was the first happiest day of my life, you know, and it changed my life. And I think without the Olympics, I don't know where I would be at, you know, so super grateful for that. And always strive to have that feeling over and over again, you know, just being on that podium, being in first place. I don't think any moment was more important than just the first moment. I think my second Olympics was great, but it wouldn't have been so great without if I hadn't accomplished the first one, you know. And but the Olympics definitely, the first one definitely holds a special place in my heart. And then with it being, you know, 10 years ago today, and then being 5 weeks from when I get to get in the ring and smash Marshall in London, I'm just ecstatic. But I was looking at that picture and I started crying. I said, man, you is the GWOAT girl. You the best, you know. And it was so much hard work that led to that. And I was just a kid. I was 17 years old. I was still in the 11th grade in high school.
Man, that's crazy. Was that in the O2 Arena as well?
Rio Century. I don't know if the O2 Arena or not.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Did you back then, did you see yourself 10 years from that moment being where you are now at 17?
I knew I would be great. You know what I'm saying? I knew I would be great in boxing. I knew that I would turn pro. I just couldn't really see the future. But I always said that when I turn pro, I will be the woman to change women's boxing. I always said that I would. And, you know, I always tell the story because Andre Durrell is from Flint. I call him my uncle. He's like, that's my person. I tell him everything. And we were talking one day, and it was before I turned pro, signed my contract, and I was telling him all these things all these things that I was gonna do in women's boxing. I'm gonna be the first one to make $1 million. I'm gonna be the one to fight on TV. I'm the one. And he was like, Rest, if I was you, you've done enough in boxing to where you can retire. He was like, you're a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He was like, you don't need to turn pro. And he was like, in the pros, Rest, I know you want to make $1 million. I know you the best. But he was like, I don't know if the world is going to take to your greatness. I don't know if they're ready. So he was like, I don't want you to get too excited about this, because he didn't want me to get hurt. He wasn't, you know, he was like, I ain't being no hater, but he know me. If he was a hater, he wouldn't even be around me. But he was speaking from a point of, I know what you're capable of, you know what I'm saying? And I know what you are, and I know how I look at you, but the world may not be ready for you yet. So you think you're gonna make $1 million and fight on TV? He was like, you might not, but I don't want you to be hurt about it. He said, just remember this conversation and always keep it in your mind. And it was scary to sign that pro debut contract, you know, because he was like, just go back to the Olympics and win another one, and win another one, and win another one. He was like, don't turn pro, because women's boxing in the pros don't get no respect. And I was like, but Andre, that's because they haven't experienced the one.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm the one, I'm telling you. He just was like, Rest, I believe you, but I'm just telling you. Just know I got you, whatever, you know? And I just remember that conversation. But then, you know, signing pro and being paid $50K my pro debut. And then I think my third fight was main event on Showtime. Andre couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe it, because I'm a realist, and I'm like, I know I can fight, but what if he right? You know, what if they ain't ready? Right. You know, so making that decision was big. But did I know I would be here now in 10 years? from that day when I first won my second Olympics, from when I signed a contract to turn pro in 2016, did I know I would be here? Yeah, but I thought it'd be a lot sooner.
Yeah, you talking like the GWOAT for real. I love that. It's interesting, you know, you see all these memes on social media talking about who's undisputed, and you had some words about the fact that your face ain't on there. Two-time undisputed. You should probably be right in the middle, the biggest person in the whole situation. Why do you think they ain't putting respect on your undisputed, Joe?
I think that the men are intimidated. You know, I think the men still don't want to give the women their shine, because why make an undisputed picture but not have, oh, this is the male undisputed list. This is boxing undisputed list.
Right.
Ain't no men or women, it's boxing. So the women who are undisputed and you know, all these companies and everybody say, oh, we care about equal rights and we care about equal pay and we care about equal this and equal that, but you guys don't give us the equal respect. You know, give us the equal promotion. Like, people are not putting it, that's just adding to us, making us be bigger than what we are when we're even mentioned alongside those great names. And people get mad when I say it, but Canelo is trying to do what I've already accomplished. He may make more money, but as far as an accomplishment, I'm blowing my man's out the water.
Right.
He's aiming to be undisputed 2 times. Is he undisputed once? I believe he is. About 168, he was undisputed. Then he went to 175 and was working on being undisputed again, but he lost to Bivol. It's like, I did it the other way. I went backwards. I went from 160 to 54 and became undisputed, but I was still champ at 168 before all that. And I am an undisputed champion in 2 different weight classes, the only boxer in history to do so in the 4-belt era. The last boxer to be undisputed in 2 different divisions was Evander Holyfield at cruiserweight and heavyweight, but that was a 3-belt era.
Right.
So as far as in the 4-belt era, it's just me. It's just me. So, you know, I think that they don't want the women, especially me, to be recognized and be so big and just be respected. And I think that that's why they do that. But they know that I'm going to see it and I'm always going to respond to it. I'm always going to share it like, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. Because my fans know, and we're going to bring attention to it to people who don't know that these are the facts. And not only am I 2-time undisputed, but I'm the fastest boxer in history to be 3-time division world champ.
Facts.
And that's the truth. Lomachenko did it in 11 fights. I did it in 10. And that's the truth about it. But people just want to keep the men up in the forefront. But what they don't know is that women's boxing is kicking down the door, and that we're not going to be silenced and be ignored no more.
That's a fact. It's funny, athlete, this fight with you and Savannah Marshall, September the 10th, is titled Legacy. But do you feel like this fight is for your legacy? Because you just laid out a legacy that's already established.
This fight ain't for my legacy. I'm already established. You know, we're talking about somebody that got 1 belt compared to somebody who got 12. I'm already solidified. I'm already stamped. You know, this is just another big fight, another opponent in my way. Because every fight for me has been legacy. You know, so we're not going to say, oh, this determines whether I'm great or not. I'm already great. This fight determines if she is great as she says she is. This fight determines, is she even good enough to be stepping in the ring with me? Is she good enough to say my name? Is she good enough to wipe my draws? This fight decides that for her. For me, there is no I'm going to avenge my only loss in the amateurs 10 years ago. But that fight that I lost never defined me, but it defines her. Her only big accomplishment. I beat Claressa Shields when she was 17 in the world championship in the tournament before the Olympics. Big whoop. But did you win the Olympics? Did you win the world championship after that? No, it was me. Claressa Shields' name is stamped on all that. Not just the pros. People think, oh, she won the Olympics and she turned pro. I went to the Olympics twice. I won the world championships 3 times after that. And then I turned pro and done all of this. So we're talking about, persistent. And something she's not good at is being persistent. She's a one-hit wonder. That's it. One-hit wonder. She beat me when, 10 years ago when I was 17. And that was it. Nothing else. So, this fight is stamped legacy, but how else they going to build it?
I can dig it. You've been talking a little spicy recently. You talking about, you already said she want to be you, but now you're talking about she want to be black. What's going on right now? What you talking about?
When I said she wants to be black, I was saying like she just want to be me. People hate when race get brung in and stuff, but when I say she wants to be me, what am I? I'm black. That's first. I'm a black, then second woman, then third champion, right? Then I have a big butt. Then you go to all the attributes about me. So when I had said, she wants to be me, people got mad because I said, oh, she wants to be black and everything. It was like, that's a part of who I am. It's not me saying like she wants to be a black person. She wants to be me because she cracked jokes about my hair. She cracked jokes about how big my butt is. She cracked jokes about my lips. And that's all black features. So if you're cracking jokes about it, you want to be it. Savannah Marshall wants to have a big butt.
Okay.
Hopefully after the fight, she go to Dr. Miami and get one.
I was about to say, we can give her permission to get a BBL. Like she can go do that.
Girl, go and get some breast and get some booty, girl. Yes, go ahead. But that's what I meant. So it wasn't coming from a racial standpoint, like, oh,
for sure.
Marshall, like, oh, like she hates being white. No, I'm just saying she wants to be me. That's it. She wants to have the accomplishments. She wants to have the belts, the gold medals. And a part of all those accomplishments, I'm a black woman. So when I say she wants to be me, the accomplishments and everything go along with that. You don't get to pick, oh, she wants to be a part of me. No, I said she wants to be me. And that's what I meant. But it wasn't coming from a racist standpoint as if she hate being white or being her color. If she was to say the same thing to me, I would laugh. But she can't because she doesn't have anything that I want. I mean, would I like to be from the UK? Maybe, but I would still choose to be black from the UK. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you crazy as shit right now. Oh God.
Tell me the
truth. Jake Pauls. We gotta talk about this only because the Hasim Rahman fight got canceled. Do you think it was because of ticket sales, lack of pay-per-view, or you really think, like Hasim said, this guy was scared? Or do you think the weight really was that much of a situation where Rahman would have been putting himself in a bad state?
Rahman made weight. Well, he supposed to come in at 205, but it was 206.6. So when that happens in a professional fight, fighters are fined.
Right.
I've never seen the main event get called off because of that, ever.
Right.
And that was different. Now I was disappointed because I was looking forward to seeing Amanda Serrano inside the ring again. After that performance against Katie, you want to see the girl fight. So I was looking forward to seeing her back in the ring. I was looking forward to seeing Jake Paul fight against a real boxer.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter how long Hasim had off. His dad knocked out Lennox Lewis, and Hasim had a great amateur career. And I've seen him box a little bit. So I'm like, this dude really... I was kind of clapping for Jake Paul, like, wow, you picked a dangerous opponent. Really, you picked a dangerous opponent. So now that the sparring has been revealed, which, yes, I watched it. And I said, wow, Jake Paul had his moments.
Okay.
But he's an amateur. He's an amateur on a worldwide stage. And he needs to pick his fights carefully. And I think Hasim Rahman was a bad choice for him. And I like the whole, he bringing a new audience to boxing, the casuals. Cool, I like it. But if he wants to keep building his brand, he got to take the right fights. And it's a lot of, he's not the only person that do it in boxing. Men do it. There are some women that do it. Savannah Marshall did it. Like, you got to build your record up. Nobody's done it like me and Shakur fighting the best at the beginning, people with winning records and not padding our records. I believe that me, Shakur, and maybe Keyshawn Davis, Michaela Merritt, I believe that we have took some pretty hard fights and early in our careers to build them up and not taking the pad me up fights. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the fight got canceled because I think Jake Paul probably realized that it wasn't a good decision. Now, what do I know? I don't believe that the fight didn't have any ticket sales. I believe that they already rocked the Madison Square Garden and that they're gonna rock it again. I was there, and it was great to see Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor fight, to see the crowd there.
Absolutely.
But he was a part of that big promotion, and I don't believe it was ticket sales. I believe that he felt that giving up that pound and a half would give Rockman more advantage than what he already had. I think maybe he wanted to drain him to 205, and maybe he wouldn't perform as well. That's what I think. And I think that him coming in at 206.6, Jake Paul was like, I don't want to give up that much, especially knowing that this guy got, his father is Hasim Rockman, and he had an amateur background, and I sparred against him, and it was tough sparring. And I believe that when I watched the sparring, that Hasim Rockman he wasn't in the greatest shape, but he definitely had the training wheels on. Yeah, definitely. When I watched it, you can just tell when a fighter is picking their shots and playing around and letting you hit them. You just know. So I believe that Hasim Rockman would have wanted to make a statement and send Jake Paul back to YouTube. So I think that's why the fight got called off. That's what I think. Do I know for sure? No, but I watched the sparring. I watched the lead up to it, and I was definitely about to watch Amanda Serrano fight. So I just think that Jake Paul was like, I need a different opponent, which he's smart for that. He's smart for that. And, but to be respected in boxing, you do have to fight against a real boxer, and they're going to rank him in the WBC.
Right. I wanted to ask you about that too. What you feel about that?
Whoa.
that's yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. I seen that, and I said, there's no way. There's no, like, what they gonna rank on number 5, number 10? I think it was number 5 they were gonna rank them up in a weight class, but I was like, huh? But also now I think about it, isn't he fighting at Bridger weight? Is that the new weight in boxing? It's not heavyweight, but it's Bridger weight. I
thought he was cruiserweight.
Oh well, yeah. I don't know how many guys are at cruiser, but I know he's definitely not number 5.
I mean, how y'all feel about that? Y'all text Suleiman like, yo, what are you doing? You taking my belt?
Hey, maybe that's getting them close to a fight with Canelo. Who knows what they got in the works? Who knows? But I was shocked to see that. But maybe the fight will happen. Maybe it won't. But I know I was looking forward to seeing all of the fights on the card.
Absolutely. Last question. You look at Devin Haney. He went over to Australia. You're now going over to England. Clearly, you're the A side of this. But how does it feel just y'all going to these countries often, the locals? Like, y'all look crazy right now. I love this.
Only the best can do that. I was so geeked for Devin Haney. I bet money on him and everything. Won me some money.
I know
that's right. Won me some dough. I should have bet more. I seen Shakur bet 17,000 and he won 10,000 back. Right. I wasn't trying to go that big, but I did.
That's what's good.
You got to, like, it's the mindset. People say, oh, going to a different country. It's pressure for some, but Devin Haney also traveled the world in the amateurs and fought. I did the same thing. We've always fought against different and higher competition, people that's older, stronger, people who they consider the A side, and I believe that the A side and B side and who's taller or stronger or who's more known or who people think look better, or who people think are nicer or meaner, none of that shit matters inside the ring. It can be the worst person in the world and go out there and be this very nice person who got a great personality. But the boxing skills matter. The power matters. skill and IQ, all that matters. So people tried to build up this stuff, who's the villain, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. None of that stuff matters inside the ring. You know, so I think that Devin Haney just set the bar for me. When I seen him go over there and do it, I said, we about to do the same thing. We about to go over there and get the job done. And he went over there and looked superb. People talk trash. Oh, he beat him 10 rounds. Da, da, da. What more do you want in boxing?
Right.
Everybody want to see split decision wins, or they want to see the judges get it right or the judges get it wrong. But they hate to see you go out there and beat somebody 120 to 100, 90 to 100. They hate to see it. And it's like, why do you hate to see somebody be dominant? Because everybody wants this rock'em sock'em robots.
Right.
And people try to say that I'm not entertaining or I'm not knocking people out. It don't matter. I'm whooping their ass. It don't matter. If a girl can go in there with me and lose 10 rounds straight, that shows you how great I am, because how couldn't she switch her game plan from round 1 to round 10, not even in one round?
Facts.
Like she couldn't figure it out. That shows how great I am, because I kept up in the score each round to where I could just be dominant, to where the judges don't get it wrong. But I'm also going for the knockout at the same time. But the first thing is first. Win the damn fight.
That's right.
People, the W, am I making a W with my body? W?
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, that's a W. That's what we want. The W. Am I doing it right? Yeah, it looks like a W to me. W, that's all I want.
Right.
The W. So whether it come by knockout, whether it come by unanimous decision, I want the W. In split decisions, a lot of times don't go the right way. And that's what they call entertaining fights. It makes them be excited. Oh, this person won a round. Oh, they're going back and forth. But it's like Canelo going there. He steamrolled dudes. He beat them 120 to 0. I mean, whatever. He go out there, he win. But still throughout that fight, he show you, I'm gonna hurt this guy. I hurt girls too. A lot of these fights that I've been in should have been stopped because the pain that they took, the brutal beating that they took, after you seen it was 7th round and that this fighter could not do nothing, and they just taking shots and getting beat up and getting hurt to the body and getting hurt to the head. Your job as a ref is to protect that fighter. Right. A lot of girls do not come back the same after fighting me. They don't. A lot of girls be like, oh, let me rethink this. Let me go up 2 or 3 weight classes. Let me get away from her. A lot of these girls go down, and Christina Hammer being one. She hasn't fought against a legit fighter since we fought. And she was undefeated for 9 years, 21-0 with 10 knockouts. I mean, this girl was what they was talking about. She gonna knock me out. You know, so it's all about, I forgot where I was going with this, but at the same time, it's about the W. I think that's where I was going with it.
Absolutely.
I lost.
Now you win it. That's what we know. You know what I'm saying? And hey, all I can say is Savannah Marshall and the rest of them, big butt lifts for everybody. Claressa got you. She making enough money off bets. She got you. She paying for everybody's BBLs. I'm crying. Yo, I appreciate you. Please keep doing your thing. You know we love it. And good luck on September the 10th, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate y'all.